You've probably heard that tigers are bloodthirsty man-eaters, that lions always beat them, that they hate water, that their roar can paralyze you. But here's the thing, almost everything you've been told about the tigers is wrong. Some of these myths have been repeated for so long, people simply assume they're true. So today, we're separating facts from fiction. Myth number 1. Tigers are bloodthirsty man-eaters. Well, if movies had taught you anything, you would think every tiger spends its day looking for humans to eat. Reality? Well, you're usually the last thing a tiger wants. Wild tigers generally avoid people. In many forests, they will hear or smell you long before you ever know they're nearby. And instead of attacking, well, they simply leave. That's because humans are risky prey. We fight back, we travel in groups, and we aren't exactly easy to drag through a jungle. But what about man-eaters? Yeah, those do exist, but they're the exception, not the rule. Many became man-eaters only after becoming old or injured or unable to catch their normal prey. A healthy tiger would usually rather eat a deer, not you. Myth 2. Lions always beat tigers. Well, this debate has somehow survived longer than the Roman Empire. Lion versus tiger. Who's winning? Well, the honest answer, well, it's hard to tell. Because in nature, well, they almost never meet. Lions live mostly in Africa. Tigers live in Asia. They evolved in completely different environments. Could one beat the other? Sure, depending on their size, age, health, experience, and honestly, who got lucky first. There isn't some magical rule that says one species always wins. Nature isn't a video game. Myth 3. Tigers only roar. When you imagine a tiger, you'll probably hear a deafening roar. And yes, they absolutely can roar, but that's only part of their vocabulary. They also growl, hiss, moan, snarl, and then there's this, a sound called a chuff. Instead of roaring, they blow air through their nose. It sounds surprisingly friendly, almost like saying, hey. Imagine expecting the world's deadliest cat to scream at you, and instead, it politely says, hello. Myth number 4. Tigers hate water. Most cats see water and immediately decide, today is not the day. Well, tigers didn't get that memo. They swim a lot. They will cross rivers, cool themselves off, even chase prey into the water. Some have been recorded swimming for several kilometers. Meanwhile, your house cat just watched one drop of water land on its paw and decided to sue your ass in the court. Myth number 5. Tiger stripes are only on their fur. Well, this one sounds fake until you see it. If you shave the tiger, well, please don't. You would actually discover something incredible. The stripes, well, they don't disappear because the skin is striped too. Just like human fingerprints, every tiger's stripe pattern is unique. No two tigers look exactly alike. Nature basically said, you get camouflage and an ID card at the same time. Myth number 6. Tigers are easy to spot. Yeah, well, they're bright orange against green forests. How are they possibly going to hide? Well, simple. Because many of the animals they hunt, well, they don't really see colors the way we do. Deer, for example, they have limited color vision. To them, that bright orange coat doesn't really stand out the way it does to us. What looks like a glowing traffic cone to your eyes can blend surprisingly well into dry grass and forest shadows from the prey's perspective. The camouflage isn't designed for humans. Well, it's designed for dinner. Myth number 7. Tigers can't climb trees. People often assume big cats are simply too heavy. Adult tigers don't climb as often as leopards, but that doesn't mean they can't. Young tigers are excellent climbers, and adults are still capable when they need to be. They just usually prefer keeping all 4 paws on the ground, which is honestly bad enough. Myth number 8. Tigers only eat huge animals. When people picture a tiger hunting, they imagine a massive buffalo or a giant deer. And yes, those are definitely on the menu, but tigers aren't picky. Depending on where they live, they'll also eat wild pigs, monkeys, peacocks, fish, reptiles, and occasionally much smaller animals. When you're a 250 kilogram predator, a meal, well, it's a meal. Myth number 9. A tiger's roar can paralyze you. This myth has been around for decades. The idea is a tiger roars and its prey soils its pants. Well, no, that sounds terrifying. Unfortunately, that isn't true. A tiger's roar is incredibly loud. It can travel for kilometers. It warns rivals, calls mates, and certainly startle animals. But it doesn't have magical paralyzing powers. If it did, zookeepers would have a much harder job. Myth number 10. White tigers are a different species. Well, white tigers look almost mythical, which is why many people think they're their own species. They're not. They're usually Bengal tigers, with a rare genetic mutation that affects their fur color. Unfortunately, because people wanted more white tigers, many captive populations were heavily inbred. That has led to numerous health problems. Beautiful, absolutely. A separate species? Well, no. Myth number 11. Tigers can see in complete darkness. Well, tigers' vision is incredible, far better than ours. At night, of course, their eyes reflect light, helping them see when we can barely make out our own hands. But they still need some light. Complete darkness? Well, it's complete darkness. No animal has magical night vision. Even the king of the jungle's cousin has its limits. Myth number 12. Tigers are just giant house cats. People love saying, my cat is basically a tiny tiger. No, your cat knocked the glass off the table because it was fucking bored. A tiger can knock a full-grown deer off its feet. One swipe can break bones. Their canine teeth can exceed 7 centimeters. Their muscles allow explosive bursts of speed. They stalk almost silently, and when they finally attack, it's usually over, before the prey even understands what happened. Well, they aren't oversized pets. They're one of the most efficient ambush predators ever produced by evolution. So, how many of these facts did you already know? Tigers aren't bloodthirsty monsters. They're not unstoppable superheroes either. They're simply incredible animals, surrounded by decades of myths, movies, and misunderstandings. Sometimes the truth is even more fascinating than the legend. And honestly, that's what makes tigers so amazing.